Well, hey there, folks. I'm meteorologist Matt Barron. Todd here in the Storm Tracker Center. Actually, I need to change something on here, don't I? Because this has now changed. We are looking at potential tropical storm 16. Potential tropical cyclone is how they put it. So potential tropical cyclone 16 has formed. That is what we're looking at right through here. In fact, I think the actual circulation that they're finding is actually a little bit more over down this way. Let me move all this stuff out of the way. So I'm kind of doing all this on the fly. But what we're looking at here is, well, what we've been expecting. We've got a number. It's number 16, potential tropical cyclone number 16. And what does that mean? Well, it means that now we have a system that is developing. We are seeing some sort of low-level circulation, but it's not a full-on tropical system just yet. But they put this out because the potential tropical cyclone, because they need to put out a tropical storm warning, which we are now under. So we're under a potential tropical storm warning here for this system. I'll get you into all that. Don't worry, I'll get to everything here. Like I said, I'm kind of putting stuff together on the fly. The other good thing about this is that it gives us a track that we can look at. Potential tropical cyclone number 16, winds at 35 miles an hour. So essentially at this point, just think of it as a tropical depression. That's the easiest way to go. Here's what it looks like on the path. This will come through tomorrow night. And I'll put a little stop right there. This is 9:16 tomorrow evening. I should put up the time on that. So it's going to be moving fairly quickly. Actually, that's 9:15 Saturday morning. It's going to be moving through very quickly here for us as it goes through tomorrow night, early on Saturday morning. And you can see the forecast path from the National Hurricane Center. They have the center of this over around Panama City, so that would limit the impacts for a good bit of our area. It means that'd mean less rain, because the further west you go, the less rain there's going to be out of this. So let's go ahead and look at some of them. Well, get that fully played there on the track. And there's the warnings. So now there's a tropical storm warning up from Mobile County on over towards Baldwin County, then all the way through the Florida Panhandle, all the way over towards past Gulf County here, Apalachicola area. So that's the whole Florida Panhandle and the Alabama coastline now under a tropical storm warning. Now, what are we expecting out of this? Rain, guys. This is a rain event. This isn't going to be a big deal wind-wise. Yes, there could be some gusts up to tropical storm strength out there along the coastline, but wind is not really going to be an issue here. Really, the only main issue is going to be the rain that we get out of this. Here's the European model. And the European model, I would note, this is the most reliable model we have, and it's a good bit west of what the National Hurricane Center has, because they have it coming into right around Panama City. Here's the forecast path here for this European model. It's south of us there. And of course, this model has it kind of turning right before it makes landfall and sort of skirting along the coast, but then eventually making landfall near Panama City. So it's less of a direct line. It kind of goes like this here across the area. That will bring us a lot of rain if it takes a path like that. What the National Hurricane Center seems to be focusing a little bit more on maybe is the GFS, the American model. This one does take it more over towards Panama City and the impacts on us. While the Panhandle will be fairly high amount of rain, over into Alabama there will be less rain around, but still a few squalls moving through Friday night. So the latest here, guys, is that we do have a named tropical, so a numbered tropical system. This is potential tropical cyclone number 16. The nomenclature is weird. The reason they call it potential is just because they want to get up these warnings in time. And that's the whole deal here. This hasn't formed into a true tropical system yet. They anticipate that it will in the next few hours. So they went ahead and put this product out, the potential tropical cyclone, so they could put this product out. They could put out the tropical storm warning. So now we have a tropical storm warning here along the entire coast of the Panhandle, then back over into Alabama. This would be for what is likely to be tropical storm nesters. They would be the in-storm. And it's just going to be a rain event. Once again, the main top line story here to this will be not very strong, a rainmaker. Friday, we should get the first few squalls into our areas, particularly on the coastline in the early afternoon. That'll pick up as the day goes along. By Saturday morning, most of this will be done. Most rain will be on the east side. This will be a very lopsided system. How much rain are we talking about? This is a general average. 2 to 3 along our coastline, 1 to 2 inland. Not very much in some spots. This will really depend, though, on exactly where you are. If you're on the coastal areas in the Panhandle, say Navarre Beach or over towards Fort Walton or Destin, easily could get up to around 5 or 6 inches, okay? 1 to 2 inches inland, but if you're watching from Crestview or from Milton, you may get 3 or 4 inches of rain, okay? So this is it's more of an east-west divide here with this system than a north-south. So areas to the south and east will get the most rain out of this system. As far as flooding is concerned, since this is moving so fast, probably not going to see a whole lot of significant flooding. Now, the roads will get pretty sloppy Friday night. Heavy rain in the roads, that'll create some flooded roads, and of course that can create conditions out in the roads that are not safe. That's probably going to be the main thing. Once again, potential tropical cyclone 16, that's what that means. There it is. It's a large in size system, but it looks like it's starting to consolidate here around a circulation. So some of this will get blown off, and we'll start to see more of a smaller system emerge. And that's just a sign of it's growing and doing its thing. So here's what that looks like once again on the track. We're looking at. I need to get the numbers. Sorry, I had to make this quick and dirty. I didn't get all the stuff in there probably that I should have. Let's get on the tropical track here. I want to get you some times here. Let's get a couple of those up. Let's see how that looks. So that's Friday at 7 p.m. on this line right here. Friday at 7 p.m., winds of 50 miles an hour. That's what they're anticipating. So a low-end tropical storm will get gusts around tropical storm strength right around along our coastlines. So that's what we're looking at. That's probably about as strong as the winds will get with this, guys. And then Saturday at 7 a.m., let me get that last one up right there. That'll be winds of 50 miles an hour. So they're anticipating staying around 50 miles an hour. So I'm going to get some of these numbers up. Sorry, I'm having to make all this stuff on the fly. You're kind of seeing how the donuts are made around here. And I want to back this off just a little bit so we can see the times a little better. All right, so that's what we're looking at with this system. Friday, 7 o'clock, south of Mobile somewhere. You can see along this line. If it falls more on the western side of this, that'll mean more rain for our area. If it falls on the eastern side of this, that'll mean less rain for our area. So that's really the key here over the next day or so as we continue to track and watch this, exactly how it tracks along there. Now keep in mind, this forecast track for the National Hurricane Center, I always like to tell folks that is the gold standard. Now, I have my own ideas. I look at my own models and stuff. But when it comes to tropical systems, I want to stick to that cone pretty well, because the people that make this cone, you're talking about the best tropical forecasters in the world, and that's sort of all their knowledge put into one forecast. And now that cone, it could be on the east side of that, the west side of it, but it's only about a 20% chance that it works its way outside of this cone, especially in this short of a time period. So likely the center of the circulation will go through here, but this will be a big sloppy system with a lot of rain, particularly on the east side, and it's going to be heavily dependent on how far it shifts within that cone, how much rain we end up getting. So that's what we're looking at here with what will likely eventually become Tropical Storm Nestor. The only interesting thing for me as a meteorologist is that if they call this a tropical storm, or if they end up calling it a subtropical storm. It's subtropical system is a little bit of a hybrid. Won't make any real difference to what we can expect, but let me show you another model while we're at it here. This is called the NAM, the North American model. It's a high resolution model, and it's usually pretty good too. And this one's kind of slicing the difference between the GFS and the European. So I'm thinking this one's a pretty decent looking model because it's kind of in between. Friday morning, a few showers along the coastline. And then we get to noontime, once again, some heavier showers along the coastline, but the worst of it's still offshore. And then as we get to around 6 o'clock, so showing the circulation right due south of Mobile Bay, right there, that'll be the center of the circulation. That looks like pretty heavy rain for us if it works out like this. And of course, this is a time when a lot of folks be out there getting ready for Friday Night Lights, high school football. Of course, you have any plans for your Friday night, just be aware that good chance that we could see some heavier rain. Now here's the center of circulation right around midnight, just south of Pensacola. Heavy rain bands coming on shore through the Panhandle and then going on over into Alabama. But once again, look at the cutoff. You get just west there. If you go west of 65, there's less rain. You keep going west across the state line into Mississippi, and almost nothing. Once again, it's a very lopsided storm. We are expecting that. By 6 a.m., showing it making landfall, looks like over around Destin. There's the center, maybe Navarre. And then beginning to weaken and not very many showers after that Saturday morning. So that's probably a pretty good representation. That's pretty much what I'm thinking here with this, and it follows along to the west side of the National Hurricane Center's track here for us. Once again, the latest news is that it is now a potential tropical cyclone, so that's what they're going to be looking at. Rain, heavy rain is really going to be the main thing out of all this. We have a tropical storm warning, Mobile, Baldwin County, all through the Panhandle. For that potential of seeing some gusty winds along the coastline of, above tropical storm strength. Once again, bottom line, rain event, quick moving rain event at that. Most of the rain comes in Friday night. So Friday night plans are going to be very touch and go here for us tomorrow night. So we'll keep you apprised of everything that's going on. We'll keep you updated. Right now, this is the latest bit of information that we do have a tropical storm warning up here for our area, as we now have a potential tropical cyclone number 16. They'll probably take the potential off before too long and just call it tropical depression number 16. I would anticipate that by later on today. And then after that, it's possible we could see tropical storm Nestor. We'll keep you updated. We'll let you know exactly what's going on, keep you apprised of the situation down in the tropics. Once again, potential tropical cyclone number 16 is on the board.